Oh, oh, that was a good one. Goodness gracious. Hey, if you weren't here yesterday, the topic this week is, for some reason, Greg selected, golly, one of those archaic 10 commandments, and a weird one at that, the one that says, thou shalt not bear false witness. It's like, really? We're going there. And Moses was a pretty cool cat. Moses was a real historical figure. He wasn't one of those made up people, but he was real in human history, as real as anybody in human history can be based on our records. But apparently he had quite an experience. He went up into the mountain. What does that mean? He raised higher and higher in consciousness, and he had an experience. And then he came back down from the mountain from his elevated experience, and he had these wonderful ideas that were downloaded into him that he then, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie History of the World with Mel Brooks. It's so funny. Watch it today if you haven't seen it. Please come over to my house. We'll watch it together. But Moses is cruising down the mountain and he goes, I bring to the world these 15 commit, and then he drops one of the panels and it shatters. I bring to the world these 10 commandments. God only knows what the 5 missing ones are, but of the ones that were remaining that weren't dropped, the thou shalt not bear false witness was one of them. So get to the point, Greg. What does that really mean? And it means you can't bear false witness. You can't bear a false witness. And that means whatever the state of your consciousness is, you're going to, now here's old-fashioned spiritual language, you're going to demonstrate it or manifest it. Maybe in more modern language, we might say, whatever the state of your consciousness is, you're going to express it. You're going to show it to the world. And whatever's on the inside is going to show up on the outside. In other words, you can't bear a false witness. Whatever the state of your consciousness is on display, not only for you to see, but for everyone else to see. And it's a rather daunting idea when you think about it, but it's a glorious one in that whatever the state of our consciousness is, its spiritual principle is certain as gravity that it shows up in the world. Now, the problem is people want to bear false witness. They want to have the reputation before they've developed the competence. They want to have the respect before they've developed the character. They want to have the harmony in relationships before they've developed the serenity. They want to have the health before they've developed the peace. And this is kind of like cheating. It's kind of like we're trying to steal something that doesn't belong to us yet. Now, our motives are good. We want these wonderful qualities, but until we've actually arranged, synthesized, purified, built, uplifted, arranged our inner world in a particular way, then we're simply going to bear witness. We're going to express that out into the world. So does this mean that we're miscreants and incompetent fools only demonstrating bad things right now? Of course not. But we all have room for improvement, don't we? There are things that we are bearing witness to that don't bear witness to the truth of our spiritual self. Say we're bearing witness to difficult relationships or poverty or scarcity or fear or worry or a lot of ors out there. And this means we're bearing the witness of our current state of consciousness, but it's not the true witness. So that's a big question, a large inquiry that we'll look at for the rest of the week, which is, if I'm bearing false witness, if I'm bearing witness to something that's less than the highest of which my spiritual self is capable of, and as spiritual beings made in the image and likeness of God, it's astonishing what we're capable of. But do we demonstrate that currently in the world? Of course not. We're basically spiritual children and we're kind of banging around learning some lessons. Ouch. But the point is, we can bear the true witness. We can bear witness to truth, love, peace, bliss, harmony. We can be people that do fulfill great destinies. We can be people that cure diseases. We can be people that build orphanages. We can be people that heal other people. We can be people who make the world a better place and touch generations for generations to come. And this is bearing the true witness. And that's our bounden duty. And if we're not doing it, it just means there's room to grow, and we can move from bearing false witness to bearing the true witness. And tomorrow we'll talk about what the true witness is and what the true, why that's true for you and where that comes from. It's important to know the difference and why we have a true witness inside of us. Hope I've piqued your interest, and watch the history of the world, and then we'll watch Young Frankenstein. Have a beautiful day. I love you, and thanks for participating.